Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a really informative video on how you can wash your makeup brushes. It's really important that you keep your makeup brushes clean because you're using them every single day on your face. And look at these. These are like so dirty. I haven't washed them in at least 4 to 5 days and that's how dirty they've gotten. Imagine if I don't wash them for a really long time. When you don't wash your makeup brushes regularly, germs just get stuck inside and automatically you are transferring that to your face, and no matter how many high-end makeup products you use, you're going to end up with tons of breakouts because of how dirty your brushes are. There are many ways that you can wash your makeup brushes. Today I'm just going to take you through a few of those. So if you're interested in watching that, let's get started. The first method to wash your makeup brushes is a soap solid cleanser. Now this is a brush cleanser that is actually a soap bar. So you just open this up. This is by Lottie London and I bought it off of Nykaa. So when you open it, it's just a soap bar and it also comes with a filter. When using a solid brush cleanser like this, I just like to run my tap with a little bit of water, not too cold or warm. And I just pick up whatever brush. So for example, this is a foundation brush. This is by Real Techniques. I just wet the brush. Firstly, a very important tip is never wet your brushes this way or this way. Never ever wash your brush this way. What I like to do is just wet my brush a little bit. Every time I wet my brush, I always remember to keep my brush straight with the bristles facing downwards. If I keep it like this and I let the water seep in, it's going to run all the way down to the glue that holds the bristles and the actual brush together. That'll loosen the glue that holds your bristles together and they'll start shedding really fast. Just hold it like this. I wet it. Take the solid brush cleaner. I'm just going to use my Lottie soap. Wet the brush a little bit, like I said, with the bristles facing downwards, and just swirl it. You can immediately see all the product that is coming out on the soap and it looks disgusting, but don't worry, the soap will automatically cleanse after it. Once I'm done with that, I put the soap aside. You can use your hand and just twirl your brush in your hand in small circular motions and squeeze it a little bit to remove all of that dirt. Just put it under the tap once. I use the brush cleanser and I just swirl it around in my hand a little bit. And already, once I squeeze out any remaining residue of product, the brush is already squeaky clean. Next, I'm going to wash a powder brush. This is my Morphe bronzing brush and it's a tapered brush with white bristles. So I'm going to use the same technique again. Wet it a little bit this time. Wet the brush once again with the bristles facing downwards. Swirl it a little bit. Since this brush has real hair and not synthetic hair, I'm not going to really put a lot of pressure because it's very easy for these to lose their shape. So with very light pressure, I'm just going to swirl it around my hand, go back and forth, long swipes, short swipes, and small circles. I like to make sure that my handles never ever have any water from the tap on them. I will show you how to clean your handles in a later part of this video. Just like to squeeze out the water with my fingers very lightly and gently. So I just squeeze it like this. And why I like to squeeze it this way is because I like to retain the shape. So I squeeze it and you can still see that it still holds its tapered shape. So if you don't have a solid brush cleanser like this or even a liquid brush cleanser, don't worry because you can DIY your own. So all you need is a little bit of antibacterial hand soap and olive oil. Take a bowl and add some antibacterial hand soap to it. What you can do is take 1 cup of antibacterial hand soap and add half a cup of olive oil to it. Olive oil makes sure that your brushes feel really soft. Your bristles stay really soft feeling and they feel just like they are new. And the antibacterial hand soap, obviously, it just cleans out your entire brush, deep cleans it and makes sure you have no sort of bacteria remaining in your brushes. So I'm going to use the same method. I'm just going to take my brush, run the brush under the tap and just wet it a little bit. Then go ahead and dip it into your mixture. Once you dip and swirl it into your mixture, you can just remove it and go back into the mitt to deep clean the brush. Now this is a foundation brush, so it's going to have a lot of product. So as you can see, this is like one of the dirtiest brushes. Foundation brushes are usually some of the dirtiest brushes because they really accumulate a lot of excess product that doesn't go onto your face. It's really important that you clean all your foundation brushes on a more regular basis. So after swirling all that product out, I'm just going to go ahead back into the tap and swirl the remaining. Just make sure you keep cleaning your mitt between washes. And as you can see, the brush is really clean. If you feel like you don't like how olive oil feels on your brush hair or your bristles, then you can also use a little bit of hair conditioner. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you one last brush. This is another angle brush and it's for my eyeliner and my eyeshadow. I'm gonna show you this last brush. This is an angle brush that I use for eyeshadow and also for my eyebrows, and you can see that it's removed a lot of like dark colored product. So I just swirl that around in my soap and then I just go ahead and clean it, and you can see it's like really turned the mitt a dark color. That's because all the residue is coming out. And now with small brushes like this, it's really cool that you have smaller spaces in this mitt, so you can just go ahead and clean it this way. Absolutely clean. So if I go ahead and do this, no residue, no product. Obviously when you're washing your brushes, your soap is going to get really dirty. So this is the inside. It's got a lot of like residue of the foundation and stuff. The filter is also a little bit dirty and the soap is too. So what I'm going to do is just run it under the tap, go ahead and wash it off. So all the layer of the product that the brushes have transferred onto the soap is just going to get rubbed off once you wash it under the tap. And then the soap and the filter is squeaky clean and ready to be used again. It's not only important to wash your brushes but also to wash your brush soap, because that's exactly where you're going to keep washing your brushes, and if this stays dirty then you're anyway transferring bacteria back. So these are the things that you will need to finally clean your brush handles as well as dry your brushes. So it's a little bit of cotton, some rubbing alcohol that I have removed in a spray bottle. This is some nail polish remover, or you could use some acetone, and your brushes, as well as I like to divide my space into a little bit of tissue paper and the remaining a really soft napkin. So first I'm going to start with a wet brush. I'm just going to dab it on the tissue paper. Now because tissue paper will absorb the excess water, we're just going to dab it very slightly on the tissue paper. You could use tons of tissue paper if you have many brushes, because that's what I do. I just keep wasting tissue paper. Let all the remaining excess water come off, and then I go into the napkin. It's just going to remove any sort of extra residue that's remaining. And then I like to dry my brushes in separate directions. So if this is my next brush, I'm just going to clean it a little bit on the tissue paper, remove the excess water. So here I'm just dabbing it a little bit. Now I won't dab this too hard because this is actual hair, not synthetic, and it's going to start shedding if I dab it too hard. So I'm just going to swirl it a little left to right or up to down. The same thing on the napkin, and then I'm going to dry them in opposite directions. Now why I like to dry them in opposite directions is because I find that it dries the brushes much faster, and not only does it dry the brushes much faster, if there's any sort of water remaining, it will start getting collected on different parts of the napkin. That way all your brush hair or your bristles will not get even more soaked up if they're all in one line. This is how I dry my brushes, because I make sure that there is absolutely no water remaining before I put them flat down. But if you want to dry your brushes this way, to make sure that if you have any water, it does not seep into the glue of the brush, then all you can do is take some pins with which you hang your clothes and just hang them on a clothes rack. Now once your brushes are dry, or while they are drying, to clean the brush handles is really important, because you can see here also there is so much like product and residue even on the brush handles that is extremely unhygienic. My favorite way of cleaning any brush handle is to use a little bit of rubbing alcohol. So I'm going to spray it on a little bit of cotton. Rubbing alcohol really disinfects anything, so I'm just going to spray that on my cotton and just going to easily clean the brush handles. Especially the parts on which we use our fingers, just turn it around. Just clean your brush handles really well, as if you're taking makeup off your face or nail polish off your nails. Now you can see the brush handle looks so much cleaner, and it's actually entirely bacteria free thanks to the rubbing alcohol. You'll find rubbing alcohol at any chemist, but if you can't find it, you can also use some nail polish remover or some acetone. You can just remove that on a piece of cotton. Now very carefully, I'm just going to rub this part. And that's it. You've got some squeaky clean brushes and you're all set to go. Make sure that you wash all your brushes at least once a week. It's really important to keep them extremely clean, and once a week is a good time to wash your brushes. Don't get lazy on washing your brushes, because that's exactly what's going to cause that annoying acne. If you like this video and you thought it was helpful, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and also comment down below. Tell me what you want to see next. Also subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon and follow me on my social medias at We Makeup Life on Instagram and Twitter and at @Tina Tengra on Snapchat. See you next time. Bye!